Well, we're on our way to Oshkosh, and now we're planning legs 2 and 3 today. What is happening, MzeroA Nation? Jason Shepard here. By now, we are already flying to Oshkosh. You know if we made it to Nashville. I'm filming this weeks ahead of time, so you're basically in the future, and you know if we made it to Nashville based on weather and everything else, or how did leg 1 really work out? Again, I hope you're following us on Instagram. Only on our Instagram we're posting all these amazing updates. You're seeing us plan it here, and then you'll get to see where we end up. Well, we're leaving again tomorrow. So today we're actually flying some drones with my good friend Ken Herron in the Kentucky area. And then tomorrow we are leaving for an amazing route that I'll share with you. Last week, by the way, I said the grass strip we're going to is 1,800 feet. I misspoke. It's 1,500 feet. More on that in a bit. Hey, don't forget, hopefully you've already downloaded your copy of Paper to Pixel. Thank you for all the kind notes on that. Again, that is my new book, and it's yours totally free, only for just a few more weeks till the end of August, actually. There are links to download that new book down below this, or on Facebook, or on YouTube, wherever you're watching this video. Get that downloaded, because after that, it's going on Amazon or going up to be a paid book. So just download your free copy now. I'd love to have you in there. It's all about exactly what we're doing. Flight planning with an iPad, weight and balance, all these things we're going to be teaching you throughout this flight planning series, and we're using Oshkosh as a great way to showcase that. So let me show you something neat. Now you know how did our last route go. I don't know that just yet, because again, this is being filmed weeks in advance, but hopefully you're following us on Instagram, so you're seeing and tracking us on FlightAware 23 Mike Zulu to see how the route is going. What's our game plan for literally tomorrow? Well, let me show you the route. And we're gonna do something interesting here. So let's head on over, and you know, again, we were planning, Nashville is the goal. Let me show you, I've done a little bit of planning ahead of time because I wanna get in and out of this grass strip I wanna show you here. So let's go ahead and let's flight plan it, KBNA. Then I'd like to go to KRGA. I'll explain why in just a bit. Oops, I misspelled BNA, KBNA, there we go. KRGA. I'll explain why in just a bit here. And now I need to put in, because the airport we're going to, it's not even charted. All we have is longitude and latitude to get us in there, which, by the way, you can enter into ForeFlight or Garmin Pilot. I'll show you how here in ForeFlight. So our coordinates are 3773, and that's north. You're then going to put in a /, and I've got them here in front of me. Let me just get this entered here. 81 west, and just a space. And very quickly, you can see we've got that in there. Now I want to finish out my route here. We're going to I-50, whoopsies, I-50. And then from there, the goal would be to do MDW. Let's do KMDW for Chicago Midway. All right, let's look at this real quick here, and we'll show you some things. So my goal is really tomorrow is prepping for this flight into this 1,500-foot grass strip, which is one way in, one way out, because it's downhill. It has an 800-foot dog-legged overrun. You can't make this stuff up. There's a whole briefing video online to watch. My blood pressure is rising just watching a little bit. So my goal, we're flying with Ken Herron today, is to come back. We're going to spend another night in Nashville here tonight, and we're going to fly up to RGA. Now at RGA, my goal, since this is so close to this uncharted little strip here, my goal at RGA here is to check fuel, check weight, leave anything behind that we don't want or need or whatever it is. Do we need to do some laps around the pattern, burn some fuel off? Because we want to come into this grass strip as light as possible, obviously to maximize our performance. So into RGA, we'll do all that. We'll get the airplane ready. We'll get cameras ready too, because we'll be making future content for you all showing short and soft field airport operations. We'll continue to do our quick landing and quick departure out of the little private airport here. And then we'll boogie on up to Stanton to grab fuel to then continue on our long flight up to Oshkosh. So that's kind of the current game plan right now. Now we need to also look here and see that, wow, this is a really, really long leg up to Midway. That's probably not going to work. In fact, you can just click on the leg like I did. You can see it's a 297 nautical mile leg. That's going to exceed our 3-hour rule. Let me actually show it to you here. If we come here and look at our nav log, you can actually look at the nav log and see how long each of these legs are going to be. So do you see at the top there, Nashville to RGA is an hour 41. That's great because I'll take fuel at Nashville, but leave the mixture rich and burn as much of that fuel as we can getting into RGA. So we are very light going into our private grass strip there. Then up to I-50, again, you can see a 4-minute flight. And then I've got that pesky problem. Look at my leg. Now the winds are calm. It says right now. Again, I'm filming this weeks in advance, so weather doesn't really pertain to this. But if you look from I-50 to Midway, and I'll answer why I'm going to Midway. You're like, why is Jason going into Midway? There's so many other airports. Why do you even go to Nashville? I'll explain why some Charlie airports here in a bit. I know Midway's a bit crazy, but I'll explain why in just a bit. I-50 to Midway, do you see it shows 3 hours and 14 minutes? 2-3 Mike Zulu can do that. It absolutely can. I guarantee we could fly from I-50, I believe it's Stanton is the name of the airport, to Chicago Midway, no problems. 3 hours, 14 minutes. But we have our personal minimums. We have our 3-hour rule that says, I'm not going to fly more than 3 hours. And I know that sounds archaic in a way, like, Jason, it takes more time to stop and fuel and take off again and taxi and all this stuff. You're just adding length to your flight. I know. But I also know I could hit a little bit more wind than I expect. And now I'm making it to Midway at 3 hours and 30 minutes. Then I get to Midway and it's IFR. Or it's Chicago, it's busy. Now I'm in the 4-hour mark, 420, 415, somewhere around there. I'm going, I only got 4 hours 30. I've got a problem at that point. It just makes sense to stop. There is no need to continue pushing on. In fact, one time my wife Magda and I, we were flying in the Tecnam Twin. We were flying back, we just did a little trip up to Pigeon Forge. We were flying back. Normally we could make it direct into Ocala, but the winds were just so strong that day. I was doing the math going, we're gonna be about 10 minutes over my 3-hour rule. We stopped and landed in Gainesville, 25 miles to the north of Ocala, grabbed fuel, and then continued on down. And literally the line guys and line gals were like, Jason, why'd you stop in Gainesville for fuel? You're just right there in Ocala. And I explained to them, like, that's a little weird. You know what, I'd rather be a little bit weird than talking to the highway patrolman as to why I'm on the side of their beautiful highway because I ran out of gas and I had to land on the road. Do you follow me with that? So we need a little stop along the way going into Midway. So let's look at this here together and let's follow that same rule I was showing you in the last video here. Let's go ahead and let's grab from I-50 and let's just do like 3 hours gets us very close here. Let's do like 2:30-ish. What are some of these? I see a lot of yellow there. Let's see some of these airports along the way here. Let's zoom in this direction here. I mean, there's Kokomo. I mean, doesn't everybody want to go to Kokomo? They wrote a whole song about it. Now, because you're in between your 2 points, I mean, you could just simply come here and type it in, or the easier thing to do is to rubber band, to drag, and since you're in between, it knows, you select Kokomo. Everybody knows a little place called Kokomo. It's my one bad joke for the video. Please don't exit the video. And we put Kokomo in there. And again, there's still a lot of research that needs to happen here. I need to research big time FBOs into Midway. I need to research Kokomo now. I've got a lot of little stops along my way, a lot of homework that I need to be doing, even departing out of Nashville. And let me explain to you, first off, why are we going into Midway? We normally go into Gary because Gary's just very easy in and out, great little jet center there, super easy. We're going into Midway this year, really for you all, to show some Class Charlie operations, show some busy airspace. Midway, as you know, just expand their Class Charlie out over the lake. It allows for some great content. We're already filming for next year's Safer Pilot Challenge, and one of those videos is about the Midway Airport. So we're just thinking ahead. Logically, if I was just flying up on my own and wasn't doing MzeroA stuff, I'd stop in Gary, I'd stop, somewhere else, or go Kokomo and then into Oshkosh from there. But that's the only reason we're going in there. But I do typically like busier airports with things around, because when you stop at busier airports that have some civilization around them, it takes the temptation to keep going away. If I land somewhere and there's Uber and there's decent hotels, there's really no reason to go. But if you're in, middle of nowhere, some state, and you can't get any Uber drivers to come your way, and it looks like you're gonna be sleeping at the FBO, and I've slept at a FBO before, it's not glamorous, or slept in a 172 before as well, for that matter, because of my poor planning when I was younger. Getting to these airports that fuel was closed at night and silly me didn't check. And these are the kinds of things, the homework that we need to be doing. And again, I'm gonna be doing that homework, but I'm gonna be doing it over on Instagram. So make sure you're following us over on the MzeroA Instagram page so you can see how our whole flight is going to shape up and really look tomorrow. I'll probably do a live stream, really just kind of breaking all of this down. It'll probably be sometime tonight. No commitments on time. Just follow us on Instagram. When you see me go live, we'll be kind of briefing what's going to be happening there, just so you can see that. So anyways, make sure you follow us on Instagram so you can see that and keep up to date on all of that. So we're landed at Midway. And then, by the way, I might as well show it to you here. I was about to say bye, but don't forget, after Midway, we're heading right on in, and we're going to go, since we're going to get there early, we're going to go into ATW, KATW, which is Appleton. And we typically go into Appleton a little bit since we'll be there earlier, and then we'll do the Oshkosh arrival. The arrival will not be open, as you can tell by the time that we actually get there. The interesting part will be, what on earth is Chicago going to do with us through here? Your guess is as good as mine. I'm going to be prepared for a lot of things. I'll be prepared to go out over the lake. I'm going to be prepared to go right over O'Hare. I don't know what they're going to give us, but I'll be excited to really find out. You'll be able to watch that as well. So really looking forward to that. Looking forward to seeing so many of you along this route. Again, don't forget to download the new book, Paper to Pixel, totally free. Links in the description, either above or below this video. Can't wait to see you all at Oshkosh, EAA AirVenture Oshkosh Hangar B. It's where you can find us. Have a blessed, abundant, outstanding rest of your day. I'll see you on Instagram later today. And most importantly, remember, a good pilot is always learning. Have a great day, everybody. I'll see you.